Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Buddy Matthews has sent out a message to his fiancée and current WWE star, Rhea Ripley, on social media. Ripley and Matthews have been dating for a couple of years now. Earlier this year, the couple announced their engagement. During Matthews' time in WWE, he briefly worked alongside Ripley before signing with AEW, where he is a part of the House of Black faction. Taking to his Instagram story, Matthews sent a message to Ripley, referencing Fortnite. Since losing the AEW World Trios Championship to the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn, Matthews and Malachi Black have been on hiatus. In the meantime, Brody King and Julia Hart continue to represent the House of Black on TV. Rhea Ripley is in a relationship with Buddy Matthews in real life. Meanwhile, she is paired up with Dominic Mysterio on WWE television. Speaking in an interview with Sportskeeda Wrestling, the Eradicator opened up about balancing her life outside of WWE and her work life. Ripley is the reigning WWE Women's World Champion and is currently feuding with Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Raquel Rodriguez on Raw. The gym was empty, save for the rhythmic sound of a heavy bag being struck with calculated force. Buddy Matthews stood in the center, beads of sweat trickling down his forehead, his fists tightly wrapped as he delivered another devastating strike. His breathing was steady, controlled, much like the storm brewing inside him. It had been weeks since Rhea Ripley had been forced to relinquish her WWE Women's World Championship due to injury. Weeks since he had last seen the fire in her eyes as she dominated the ring, the same fire that had drawn him to her in the first place. Since that moment, he had watched from the sidelines as she struggled with the one thing she despised most, being kept away from the fight. Buddy unwrapped his hands, rolling his shoulders as he reached for his phone. He had been meaning to send her a message, but every time he tried, words failed him. He wasn't the best with emotional speeches, but for her, his mammy, he would always find a way. He sat down on the gym bench, staring at the screen before finally typing. "I know you're hurting right now. I know how much this is killing you." He hesitated, deleted it, rewrote it. This wasn't just about her injury. It was about everything. The pain of watching others take her spot, the frustration of being unable to defend what was hers, the creeping doubt that might be clawing at her mind. Rhea Ripley was a warrior, but even warriors had moments of vulnerability. He took a deep breath and started again. "I know sitting on the sidelines isn't in your nature. You were born to fight, to conquer, to stand at the top where you belong. But right now, the battle you're facing isn't in the ring. It's inside you. I've seen you at your highest with gold around your waist and an entire arena chanting your name. I've also seen you at your lowest, doubting yourself, wondering if you're enough, even though you've always been more than enough. This injury? It's a roadblock, not a dead end. It doesn't define you. The way you come back from it will. And I know without a doubt that when you do return, you won't just take back what's yours. You'll redefine dominance all over again. You've built something no one can replicate. The Judgment Day, the WWE Women's Division. Even those who try to step into your place, they all feel your absence because you are the standard. They can try to replace you, but they'll never be you. I see the frustration in your eyes, the restlessness in your hands. I know you want to be out there, proving why you're the most dominant force in WWE. But right now, your body needs time. And when that time is up, the world won't be ready for the storm you'll bring. You've always told me that the hardest fights aren't the ones inside the ring, but the ones inside our heads. Well, this is one of those fights. And just like every challenge you've ever faced, you'll conquer this one too. And when you return, I'll be right there, watching as you remind the world exactly who the hell you are. I love you always. Buddy." The lights in the gym flickered softly, the steady hum of the overhead fans filling the space. Buddy Matthews sat on the worn-out bench, his fists still wrapped in tape from an earlier workout, his body sore from pushing himself to the limit. But tonight, it wasn't just about the training. It was about something more. It had been weeks since Rhea Ripley had been forced to relinquish her WWE Women's World Championship due to injury. Weeks of watching her fight a different kind of battle, one not against opponents in the ring, but against herself. The fire in her eyes hadn't dimmed, but it had changed. She was restless, frustrated, angry, and Buddy knew that feeling all too well. For days, he had wanted to say something that would remind her of who she was, of what she meant, not just to the wrestling world, but to him. But how do you put into words what someone like Rhea Ripley truly is? How do you tell a warrior to be patient when all they know is war? He exhaled, pulled out his phone, and began typing. I know you're struggling right now. I know that fire inside you is raging, clawing at you, screaming to get back in the fight. I know because I see it every time you look at me with that restless energy. Every time your hands ball into fists when you watch someone else hold the title that belongs to you. You're not built for the sidelines. You'd never have been. You're a fighter through and through. That's why I fell in love with you. But mommy, listen to me. This doesn't make you weak. This doesn't make you any less of a champion. If anything, this is just another test, another obstacle to tear through when the time is right. And I know you will. I've seen you fight battles most people would have crumbled under. I've seen you rise from the ashes of defeat and turn it into fuel. You don't just win, you conquer. You own every single moment, every single space you step into. And I know that right now, it might not feel like it. Right now, it feels like the world is moving forward while you're stuck waiting. But let me tell you something. Rhea Ripley doesn't wait. She prepares. She rebuilds. She strengthens. And then, when the world least expects it, she returns and reminds everyone why she is the most dominant force in WWE. I know it hurts to see someone else in your place. I know it burns to hear people question whether you'll come back stronger. But you know what? Let them talk. Let them doubt. Because when you walk back through that curtain, when your music hits, when the world hears that first drumbeat of your entrance, there won't be a single soul left questioning who the real champion is. I wish I could take away your frustration. I wish I could fast forward time and put that gold back around your waist where it belongs. But I can't. What I can do is remind you that no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard this road is, I'll be right there, every step of the way. I'll be there when you feel like the walls are closing in. I'll be there when you doubt yourself, when you feel like you're fighting an invisible battle. And I'll be there when you step back into that ring, standing in the shadows, watching as you remind the world exactly who the hell you are. Because you are Rhea Ripley. You are mommy. You are undeniable. And this injury? It's nothing but a minor setback in the grand legacy you're still writing. I love you, always. Buddy. Buddy stared at the message for a long moment before finally pressing send. He knew her well enough to know she wouldn't reply right away. Maybe she'd roll her eyes. Maybe she'd make a joke about him getting too sentimental. But deep down, she'd know. She'd know that he believed in her, even in the moments she doubted herself. And when the day came for her to return, to reclaim what was hers, he'd be the first one standing backstage, watching his champion rise once again.